Basketball is a game of preparation. They say success is built on hours of practicing your craft and mastering the fundamentals. But then there's Allen Iverson, a cultural icon, a walking contradiction, and one of the greatest to ever set foot on a hardwood. AI was proof that sometimes talent, heart, and pure will could outshine preparation. This is the story of how the answer outplayed everybody without practicing. Allen Iverson grew up in Hampton, Virginia. In a community where survival wasn't guaranteed, he was a natural athlete, excelling not just in basketball, but also football, where he played quarterback with jaw-dropping ability and vision. But trouble found AI early. A controversial bowling alley brawl in high school led to his imprisonment at just 17 years old. AI later said that time behind bars changed him. His talent didn't go unnoticed. The Georgetown coach John Thompson took a chance on him, giving him a full scholarship and in many ways saving his life. At Georgetown, Iverson was unstoppable. His lightning quick crossovers and fearless scoring made him a star. Iverson averaged 20 points his freshman year and then bumped it up to 25 his sophomore year. By the time he entered the NBA in 1996, everyone knew he was special. The Philadelphia 76ers selected him with the first overall pick. The league was about to meet the answer. And the NBA had never seen anything like Allen Iverson. At just 6 feet tall, really 5'11", and barely 165 pounds, he was undersized by the league standards. But what he lacked in size, he made up with his unmatched competitive fire, his heart, and an almost supernatural ability to score. From the moment he stepped foot on the court, Iverson didn't just play, he attacked. He dropped 30 points on Michael Jordan his rookie year, and famously crossed up Jordan himself, hitting him with the long cross, leaving the greatest player of all time stumbling. That moment was more than just a highlight. It was a statement.
Iverson draws Jordan now.
It was Mike. I mean, the greatest player to ever play the game.
Watch this. Big, nice play. Very quick move. He goes to left is right, and he comes up with a jumper.
Tell me about the little guy's crossover.
Very quick. He handles the ball very well. With his crossover, they do allow him to pick the ball up and carry it pretty high.
I figured that he wanted to come back to his right hand, but he keeps the ball real low. And he's small, and he's certainly closer to the ground than I am. So, I mean, his quickness is unbelievable.
And at that point, everybody already knew that Allen Iverson was about to be one of the greatest players of all time. Iverson's rookie season was electric. He averaged 23.5 points per game in his Rookie of the Year campaign. He wasn't just a player. He was a movement. I mean, with the cornrows, the tattoos, the baggy clothes, Iverson brought street culture to the NBA. But along with his flash came criticism. AI wasn't a traditionalist, and he wasn't afraid to say it. By 2002, Iverson was at the peak of his powers. He was a 4-time scoring champion and the 2001 NBA MVP. And he had led the Sixers to the NBA Finals the previous year. But despite his on-the-court brilliance, off-the-court tensions began to boil over. It was May 7th, 2002. The Sixers had just been eliminated from the playoffs, and the rumors swirled that Iverson's work ethic, or lack thereof, was to be blamed. A reporter questioned his commitment to practice, and AI's response became legendary.
About your practicing habits. We don't get a chance to see you practicing. Can you clear the air about all that?
Anybody tell you that I miss practice, if a coach say I miss practice and y'all hear it, then that's that. If I can't practice, I can't practice, man. I'm hurt, I'm hurt. I mean, simple as that. It ain't about that. But it's easy to talk about. It's easy to sum it up when you just talk about practice. We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
Well, Coach,
I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that, man? We're talking about practice. I know I'm supposed to be there. I know I'm supposed to lead by example. I know that. And I'm not shoving it aside, like it don't mean anything. I know it's important. I do. I honestly do. But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about? Practice? We talking about practice, man. We talking about practice. We talking about practice. We ain't talking about the game. We talking about practice, man.
The world laughed, the media crucified him, but what people missed was the context. Iverson had just lost his best friend, Rasheem, to a gun violence. He was grieving and frustrated. The outburst wasn't about laziness, it was about pain. But this moment became legendary. The infamous clip lives on forever. And now all basketball players coming out and talking about how AI was one of the greatest players that ever lived and that he didn't need practice. It was too easy for him. There's also many clips of teammates of Iverson saying Iverson will party and come right after the next day and score 30. They said Iverson was just unbelievable. His talent was just that great.
And JR took me to Dave & Buster's. Like, we're gonna go see my man real fast. Dave & Buster's, 6 o'clock. We get into Dave & Buster's and AI playing shuffleboard with his homies at 6. And he's like, yo, what up, Tay? Now, mind you, I'm playing against AI in the league and stuff, but AI is like the rock star of all. He's like the John Morant. Like, it ain't nobody bigger than him. And he in the middle of Dave & Buster's playing shuffleboard, like no security. Like, people know him, that's what he do. He playing shuffleboard with the homies. He take that, go play pool with the homies. He take that and we go out. AI, you know, AI party all night long, order 25 bottles of Don P. Get drunk, they carry him out. We talking like in the summer league, so it's like July-ish.
Yeah. So it's early into the summer.
So he get hammered and yo, I'm gonna meet you at the practice. What time y'all going? 11. All right, AI. All right, Chuck. Don't show up. Every day we do that all summer long. Young fellas, I'm gonna be there. What time y'all going? 11 o'clock. Don't show up. Chuck, we party every night.
Yeah.
But we show up because we weren't drinking.
Yeah.
So training camp, he did that to us every night. Training camp show up. Chuck come in there like right on time. Do like a little hamstring stretch, like one of these. Get the one of the interns 5 shots at 5 spots, and he's AI. First day of training, AI. He ain't worked out all summer.
That's crazy.
He's the AI we know and love. He in there flying through, finishing, mid-range, 3, you can't guard him. He ain't touched the ball all summer.
Yeah.
We go through training camp, AI. Like, he just had it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Iverson didn't really need practice. His instincts honed on the playgrounds of Hampton was unmatched. AI had a basketball IQ that couldn't be taught. He played the game the way jazz musicians improvise, bro. A mix of creativity, chaos, and brilliance. Allen Iverson always had a chip on his shoulder. Even in his 2001 NBA Finals run, everybody already knew Kobe and Shaq was unstoppable. The Sixers were outmatched. But Iverson delivered one of the greatest finals performances ever. In Game 1, he dropped 48 points and stepped over Tyronn Lue in an iconic moment of defiance. He didn't just play basketball, he embodied it. Allen Iverson was one of the greatest players to ever step foot on the court. He had one of the most legendary moments of all time. In one game against Kobe, where him and Kobe got into a talking battle, where AI would tell Kobe it ain't sweet. This was one of the greatest moments in NBA history. This showed heart that Allen Iverson had, even though he was only 6 foot tall.
Who's on your short list of best competitors you've faced?
Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson are the 2 that come to mind immediately.
You know how killers respect killers. You know what I mean? And that's what it was. He knew who I was. I know who he is. He gave me that push. I gave it to him.
Iverson lack of practice didn't mean he lacked effort. On game day, no one worked harder. He threw his body into trees of defenders, hit the floor a dozen times, and still get up, ready to go again. His teammates and coaches knew. AI gave 110% when it mattered most. I mean, AI was only 6 foot tall and averaged 30.6 times. I mean, it was hard to guard AI. I mean, there's been a lot of NBA players and vets that tell crazy stories how they were scared to guard AI or AI would just kill them. Iverson's career wasn't without its struggles. Injuries, clashes with coaches, and off-the-court distractions eventually took their toll. But his legacy, untouchable. AI changed the NBA forever. He made the league embrace individuality. Without him, there's no LeBron James wearing arm sleeves or other players rocking tattoos all over their arms and headbands. He made it okay for players to be themselves. The NBA didn't like it, but the cultural push and how the world gravitated towards Iverson, they was forced to accept it. But man, statistically, Iverson finished with over 24,000 points, 11 All-Star appearances, and a Hall of Fame induction in 2016. But numbers don't tell the full story. AI was a symbol of the culture and a legendary icon, a reminder that a talent and heart can outweigh conventional rules. Allen Iverson was never just a basketball player. He was a cultural icon, a fighter, and above all, an artist. He taught us that greatness isn't always polished. It's raw, it's emotional, it's real. So the next time you hear someone talk about practice, remember Allen Iverson. He may not have needed it, but he left everything he had on the court. That's why even now, decades after his prime, we're still talking about him. Allen Iverson wasn't just the answer. He was the question to how far can raw talent and determination take you? In his case, all the way to immortality.